Hey, what is going on, Carnage Clan? How are you guys all doing today? My name is the Broman, Carnage, Broman, Brody, whatever you guys want to call me, and today I'm going to be doing a commentary over 92-0 flawless gameplay, and it's all gun kills. So this is a 92 gun streak on the map raid, Golden AN-94 by Carnage Sniper. So if you guys want to check out his channel, his link will be down below in the description. He has some of the most ridiculous gameplays on YouTube on his channel, so I would highly recommend you guys go check him out. That would be recommended if you're a fan of good gameplays. That's definitely where you want to be. And if you do enjoy the commentary, my channel will also be down below in the description for you guys to check out. And I'd really appreciate if you guys can come over. I love every new subscriber I get. But anyways, now in today's video, since it is a bit of a longer gameplay, I decided I would tell you guys a little bit of a story. And this is a story that kind of actually gives you guys advice and kind of shows you guys why you should try to get good marks in school and actually care about what your future will be, because you don't want to get stuck in a bad job like I had last summer. But it's not because I had bad marks, it's just because, I needed a summer job and I was really too young. I didn't have any kind of like college education to get any kind of other jobs, and I would have school starting in the fall anyway. So without going into too much more detail about random stuff like that, let's just start this story. So last summer I worked for a landscaping company, and this was a company that was like pretty well known. Not known like people in the city would be able to just name it if you ask them what's the city's best landscaping company. They wouldn't just be able to go like, oh, we're just gonna name it. But it was, it wasn't like some really like family run business kind of thing. It was like an established company, and it was kind of not the best, I guess, because there was a lot of problems. People weren't being paid the right hours. People weren't, they would stay overtime, not get paid for overtime, stuff like that. And a lot of the people who worked there were Fijian immigrants, which, that's not the problem. It was just, the people working there they're just people who, they can't get a better job because they've just come from a different country. And obviously when you come from a different country, you have to start off with these kind of blue-collar jobs, unfortunately. But anyway, so yeah, this company was kind of just like, the manager felt like he could take advantage of these people, so he would do kind of like sketchy things like not pay them and stuff without them noticing. So that's just kind of background of this company I was working for. And now, I had a group of people that I worked with. Every single day you would get there in the morning, and you would go meet up with your group, and every day you'd have the same group of people that you worked with. So my group consisted of me, my cousin, this ex-mafia guy, and then this fat Hungarian man named Chubby. Well, his name wasn't actually Chubby. I don't remember what his real name was, but we just liked calling him that, even though he wasn't even really that fat. We just called him Chubby. But anyways, so every day I would meet up with this group, and what we would do is we'd go into the office, we'd get a paper, and that would sort of show us where we had to go that day, do the landscaping, mow the grass, stuff like that. So we end up going to the office every day, getting our paper, and then we'd have to go outside and get into this truck that we drove. And this truck was run and maintained by the company, so it was really up to them to keep it in good shape when we weren't driving it. If we left at nighttime, they had people there who were supposed to look after the car and like make sure it's running nice and fine in the morning and everything like that. But unfortunately, this company did not do the best job at that. So we get back one morning, and this truck started stalling a little bit on the road that day, and we're like, okay, that's a little bit annoying. So every once in a while it would just randomly, shut off, and we're like, okay, that's a little bit annoying. Hopefully we can get that checked out and fixed. And then it progressively started getting worse as the days went on. Like, it started stalling more, and we were just like, okay, what the heck is going on? Eventually it got to the point where they still weren't fixing the car after we kept asking them, and we were driving the truck, and the noises it was making was like the engine was really, really struggling. So we're like, what the hell is going on here? This is not, safe, I don't think. But, the truck was still running, and we couldn't really do much about it because they don't have any other trucks that they could give you. So we had to keep driving this one. And then a couple days, I don't know exactly when the timeline was, how long it took for this to happen, but one day we were driving it in the morning, and the truck was just not sounding great at all that day. We're like, oh god, I don't know if this truck will even be able to make it. Like, literally, we drove past a dump, like this little kind of dump thing on the side of one of the main roads in my city where you can kind of just drive a bit of garbage into it. And my foreman, who was the ex-mafia guy, was like, boys, I feel like this truck is going to end up right there someday. And that same day, this truck just lost all control. This thing, I don't know what the heck happened. This engine was completely messed up. But what ended up happening was the truck just started driving itself. Yes, it actually started like driving itself. If my foreman didn't have his foot on the brakes, this thing could go 100 kilometers an hour. And if you guys don't know what 100 kilometers an hour is, I'm pretty sure it's something around like 50 to 60 miles. Excuse me, I don't know exactly that conversion. But yeah, it was basically able to drive that fast by itself without any gas or anything. So my foreman basically had to hold down the brakes, and you know, you can't come to a complete stop if the car just keeps going. You know, it was basically like he was hitting the brakes and the gas at the same time, even though he wasn't hitting the gas, it was just the car driving itself. So we couldn't even come to a complete stop, and the only way to stop the car was to turn it completely off, and if you turn it completely off, it would take about 10 minutes to turn on again. So we were basically running red lights, and this was a main kind of road area too. We could not stop, and eventually the brakes just started smelling extremely bad because, you know, the friction of the rubber constantly spinning at like 100 kilometers an hour on it, and you know, just the friction it made making the burning rubber smell. It smelled like, oh, it smelled horrible. And then by the time we ended up getting out of this truck, my foreman ended up saying, okay, we're basically gonna like risking our lives right now, so we need to get this thing back to the shop. And unfortunately for us, the shop was about a 45-minute drive. So what we had to do, basically, we called the foreman, and the manager, and he said, oh yeah, just drive the truck back. He expected us to drive this thing all the way back down like a highway, and you know, through these pretty, you know, populated road areas to get it back to the shop, which was a complete dangerous situation for anybody. That was terrible. That was not the best idea. So unfortunately we decided to agree and try to drive it back. And as we were getting close to, you know, the dump area, we realized there's just no way we can do this. We're driving on a main road. This truck is driving itself. Basically, we ran a couple red lights, almost got in a couple car accidents, and we were flying pretty fast, and so was other cars. So this car was just putting everyone in danger. And we basically decided we needed to pull over wherever we could, and conveniently enough, this dump was right around the corner from where we were. So we drove into the dump, turned off the car, left it there, called the manager and said, look buddy, we're not risking our lives to drive this like $200 truck back to your shop. You know, this is just putting everyone in danger. There's no reason to do this. And yeah, so basically, if we would have tried to drive it all the way back, I guarantee we probably would have gotten an accident, considering after driving for like 10 minutes with it, we almost got into like 3. So I mean, this thing was really, really dangerous, and you know, our foreman was very, you know, he was very good at driving this thing. He was trying his best to keep it going, but the manager just, you know, didn't understand the situation. He was kind of mad at us, which was kind of stupid. But that's why I don't work there anymore, and that's why, you know, after I quit last year or whatever, after I went back to school, I basically said, yeah, I'm never doing landscaping again. So this is kind of a lesson to you guys why you should kind of, you know, like try to do good in school and stuff, so you can get jobs that aren't just these blue collar jobs where you can get yourself in a lot of bad situations, because a lot of these places aren't run very fairly because, you know, as I said earlier, a lot of the people that worked there were Fijian immigrants, so maybe they weren't as familiar with, you know, our standards as they are as their, you know, home in Fiji. But you know, our foreman was just not foreman. I keep saying foreman. Our manager was just not, you know, treating everyone as well as he should have, and you know, that's just kind of that's kind of what you should expect when you're getting into a company like that. So, anyways, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this story. It was kind of a really scary experience. I was pooping myself in the back seat because I didn't know what to do. I was very scared, but made it out okay. I made it all out in one piece, and so did the rest of my crew, so that's all that really matters. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. Remember, if you enjoyed the gameplay, you can go check out KARNAGE Sniper. His channel will be down below in the description, and yeah, he has insane gameplays. Like I said earlier, you will not be disappointed. And check out my channel if you enjoyed as well. And anyways, guys, subscribe to KARNAGE Clan if you enjoy and want to see more videos like this one. And I'll see you guys in my next post on this channel, or on a post on my own channel if you come over and subscribe. Anyways, guys, have a great and fantastic day, and remember to do your best in school. So see you guys later. Peace.
Okay, let's go.